I'm a muscle activation technique practitioner, and muscle activation technique restores neuromuscular function that oftentimes is compromised as we go through life. Factors such as stress, trauma, overuse, and inflammation ultimately decrease the efficiency of the neuromuscular system. You might have some symptoms of this if you have chronic tightness in your body, if you have these kind of just new range of motion restrictions because of aging, or if you're not really able to recruit the right muscles in your Pilates class when your teacher asks you to. They just don't fire. The disruption of the muscle to nerve communication results immediately in a decreased ability to use that muscle. When you have injuries, whether they're acute or whether they're chronic, they're going to disrupt that communication between the nervous system and between the muscular system. So you'll have immediately decreased use of that muscle that's affected, but over time, weakness can become progressive. When you have progressive weakness such as that, the body ends up coming up with compensation patterns. And compensation patterns in movement can cause problems in the joint, and they can cause dull neuromuscular pain or acute muscle pain. Muscle activation technique has a solution to this, okay? We look at that problem, and what we want to do is we want to restore the neuromuscular system, and we want to restore communication between the nervous system and the muscular system. We have a technique that uses 4 steps to accomplish this. The first step is we use a muscle-centered range of motion assessment for the whole body so that we're able to pinpoint what joints are affected, what joints do we need to focus on, and what muscles do we need to pinpoint in that joint so that we can test them. Step 2, we muscle test all of the muscles that are potentially weak in the restricted joint. We use kinesiology break testing in order to figure out if that muscle can contract on demand. Now, if that muscle cannot contract on demand, we have 2 different ways to treat that muscle. The first of which is we palpate the origin and insertion of the muscle on the bone to stimulate the neuromuscular junctions. The second is that we palpate along the fascial lines of that particular muscle, still increasing the sensation, or rather we're stimulating the sensory receptors so that we're able to enhance the input of our central nervous system. We also use isometrics that are position specific for each muscle that will also increase the ability of the muscle to contract on demand. That's often given as homework. And the fourth is we always recheck our work. We come back and we retest to make sure that our work was efficient. After that, I have clients that are able to get back to doing what they love. And that's what we're all about at Align Body.